So, OCD is different for everyone, and I'm not saying that this video is gonna be like the cure for you, but it might help, and it's certainly techniques that your therapist is not gonna teach you. Now, the way that my OCD works for me is I usually latch onto things and I get stuck on a thought that eventually just turns into a death spiral. Some examples of this are me being absolutely convinced that I have a heart issue and that I'm gonna die right now on the spot, even though there's no actual evidence of that. Or me being absolutely convinced that I'm gonna have a stroke because my face felt a little funny. Or that there's a federal agent that lives in my wall and me finding out much too late that it was just my imagination. Or my favorite one, that because my girlfriend only texted me, I love you, and that
I love you so much, Pookie Bear. I hope you have the best day ever. Kisses.
Followed by 15 different emojis that she must be out cheating on me. The only real ways that I've found to live with like my type of OCD is through using these 4 techniques. 1, third-person visualization. Do you ever walk around in your day-to-day life and you're like looking at these dudes, you know, or like women, whatever, people, and you're just like, wow, like, how are they okay? Like, they look so completely fine. Like, I'm not like that. Why am I never, how do I? What I have found helps is to just pull yourself out of like your own head and just look down on yourself from like a third-person perspective. And you're just like, oh, that's just a dude in his room. He's literally completely fine. And you know what? Those people that you're looking at and you're like, oh my God, how are they completely fine? They probably have the same thoughts going on up there. And they're probably looking at you and they're like, oh my God, how is that guy okay? And you're like, I don't know, I'm not. They probably have their own hellscape going on upstairs, their own wars that they're fighting, and they're probably looking at you like, how the fuck is that guy okay? Like, it's everyone but me, goddamn. And my favorite way to combat this is just like visualize looking down on myself in the third person. Because every time, it's just like, oh, that's just a dude, like just living his life. Like it's literally just a dude in his room. And that usually, honestly, is just enough, just that visualization, just to be like, oh yeah, I'm good. 2, letting go of attachment. Now what I mean by this is like essentially just kind of like closing your eyes and being like, okay, if I had no strings attached, no attachment to my girlfriend, my friends, my family, how would I be feeling right now? Would I still be obsessing over this? Would I still be thinking about this? Would I care? What would I do right now if I didn't have any of those attachments? Would any of this matter? And the answer is always no. So who cares? Attachment only leads to suffering. Fuck 'em. Number 3, make the thought that you're stuck on as funny as possible. AKA my girlfriend and the 10 black guys with the swordfish, like, yeah, haha, that's never gonna happen in a billion years. Or like the vet that lives in my wall. That would never happen. That's because he's in the ceiling now. Where are you? And number 4, last but not least, closing the loop. One of the things I mentioned previously was like me being absolutely convinced that I have a heart issue. I have had that fear literally since about 5th grade. Like one of my first panic attacks was in 5th grade and it was over this exact situation. But 2 years ago, finally, I went to the hospital and I actually had a heart issue. And then I went and had a procedure done and I fixed that heart issue. And I'm good now. That heart issue is gone. And so now that I've closed the loop and the problem that existed in my head has now been solved, that one doesn't come around anymore. Because usually these fears, like these thought loops, they're on rotation. And it goes from like, ah, fuck, like my heart feels silly, I'm definitely gonna die. And then like, oh shit, my face, it feels silly, like I'm definitely gonna die. I know, I hear scratches in the wall. I know you're in there. Super special bonus tip, sometimes when the thoughts are getting too loud, I'll just scream. That helps. So yeah, basically, unless the problem becomes a reality and you can't solve it, those are the techniques that you can use. I hope that this helped. I know that OCD is different for everybody. This is just how it is for me, and this is what actually helps me. And these are all techniques that like nobody really taught me. I just kind of had to go out and learn for myself. Any technique that a therapist has ever given me, or psychologist, whatever, they never really help. They might work for a little bit where it's like, oh, the 5 senses, like, oh, what can I fucking hear right now? And it's like nothing, my heartbeat, and there's something wrong with it. So yeah, I hope that helped. Have a good day.